What's up, legends? My name is Jinxie, and today we're diving into something very close to my heart. Two brand new Tomb Raider games dropped trailers recently, and before anyone says it, yes, I have feelings. Big ones. Lara Croft was one of my first gaming heroes, so when I react to this, it isn't just hype, it's history for me. And we're gonna talk about the good, the questionable, and the please don't scam me again bits. So, all we're gonna do is watch these two different trailers, and then we'll talk a little bit along the way about my various thoughts about what we see and my general experience with this franchise. So, with that being said, let's just jump right into it.
It's been years.
Yeah, it has. Amazing.
But the
How many of you actually remember doing those crazy dives? One of the defining moments that sucked me in to this game when it first came out way back in the day was having to do those crazy dives off the top. Oh, I guess this isn't a really good spot to stop. Sorry, y'all.
but the events are still etched in my memory.
Mine too.
Lost worlds. Frozen in time.
Amazing.
New discoveries. Waiting behind every door. Across
Good.
every chasm.
Good.
I didn't know then the path this adventure would send me on.
And we have dinosaurs. And we have real live dinosaurs. Gosh, that's something that is so random that most people won't remember. But back in the original game, this was very much a thing. You had to fight a T-Rex with just two little pistols and run your butt off trying to escape it or kill it. And you had to do that a ton of times. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Amazing.
But it lit a fire that still burns.
Now that is cool. Look, her having to. I'm really hoping this isn't like just a movie that we'll actually get to do this, because I don't know if I remember her ever doing this in any of the games. Flipping around through fire and making sure that it's all timed perfectly. Oh my goodness.
I need to see more. I need to go further. To uncover the secrets of Atlantis.
Yeah. T-Rex!
Some legends are destined to be retold.
Oh my god. That's amazing. Yeah, that is utterly amazing. From what I understand, this is supposed to be a straight remake of the very first game in '96. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. About them redoing the original game instead of totally developing a new one. Although it'll be nice to have that game totally updated. I think that old school fans deserve a game that is totally fresh and totally new, not just a rehash of the old Lara and all her old adventures. But I sort of understand where they're coming from in that they want to reintroduce this game to the new generation of people that may not have ever played it before and draw excitement back into this franchise that has spanned 3 decades, 4 decades, quite some time. Before I get into any of my negative or positive thoughts on this game any deeper, I'm going to watch the other trailer with you and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Okay, here we go.
The entire world knows your legend. You survived the Dragon's Triangle. Crossed the threshold to Atlantis. I've heard a dozen tall tales that say you're unstoppable.
That's because I am.
But I say, all legends must come to an end.
That was new. Wait, let me back that up and double check that again. Do you guys remember her having like a fancy thing that shot out of her wrist like Spider-Man? Wait, did I actually see that?
Must come to an end.
She did! Wait, when did Laura turn into Spider-Man? What the hell? Okay. I mean, she's pretty amazing, but Spider-Man she is not.
That's where you're wrong. I'm just getting started.
Amazing. It's so beautiful. Oh man. That was really beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I guess we'll go down the line and talk about my various thoughts about this. Let's address that white elephant in the room. And I know it's going to sound nitpicky. Just a warning. But for longtime fans of this game, they will understand exactly why this is an objection. And for brand new fans, once I fully explain it, you'll be right on board with me. Let's talk about Lara's new accent. I have some serious concerns about Laura's accent. She sounds like a British person who's lived in America for too long. It is inconceivable to me that they would choose to go in this direction. For new fans, the reason why this is because if you don't know, Lara is actually the daughter of a lord. She's part of the peerage in Britain. And she sort of was encouraged to go rogue and do her own thing and be an explorer. And them choosing to dull down her accent, I think, does a huge disservice to that very established lore. Not only that, I don't understand the purpose of it. Like, why take that away from her? It serves no purpose. I don't know. And it's not that I have objections to the actress that is playing her. I think she does a fine job, you know? It's that it's Square Equinox deciding to take it in this new direction. I assume they're doing it to make it more accessible for new players, but I don't think it was something that ever stood in the way of getting new players. The very fact, one, that it was a girl, which was huge and still is, and two, that she was British, it was huge. Something that hadn't been done before and is rarely done now. It's insanity to me. I don't know. Let's talk about them releasing two games so close back to back. Square Enix has done this before, and usually the first game is sort of not well thought out or very short, or you don't end up getting a fully fleshed out version of a game. And that's very concerning to me. And the fact that you're still paying the full price for a game that isn't a full game. The last time this happened, I think it I it was a game, it was between one of the Tomb Raider games, and I think it was more of a precursor type thing, something that actually happens in the third game, but they released it early because they were having so many delays. And I remember paying for it, and then it only was about not even an hour of gameplay footage, and it was disappointing to say the least. Not that the gameplay wasn't good. It was. It gave me a ton of lore, which was amazing. But it didn't live up to the hype, I guess. It was very, very rushed. And I've seen other games that have chosen to do this when there's delays, or there's, they're like, we have to release something and we're running behind on this, so let's just throw a short, small version of something out there just to pacify the public. And I don't know. That's not great. But the fact that they're rebooting the series again, for me, it doesn't ever get old. I adore Tomb Raider. I've adored it since Lara was super blocky and super angular. In fact, if I had a go-to game, Lara was that game for me. And I am extremely excited to see what they're going to do with this series. I really, really hope that they do it justice. And it brings some excitement back to a series that I've loved for most of my life. Alright, legends, that's where I'm at. Hopeful, nervous, excited, and fiercely protective of our girl Lara. Tell me in the comments what stood out to you the most. Are you hyped, worried, a little bit of both? Smash that like button before your luck runs out. And as always, stay lucky, stay laughing, and stay gaming. Until next time, bye!